When God turned up in Jesus, he joined us in the mess of life, pushed back the effects of sin in the world, he carved out a new way of living, he paid for our forgiveness, and he opened up the way for us to reconnect with the God who made us. But if Jesus' life and death made all the difference to the world, then why is the world still so sick? Why is God's masterpiece still so damaged? If Jesus stayed dead, then there would be no point putting him at the center of your life. But he didn't. All 4 Gospels in the Bible tell the almost unbelievable story that Jesus came back to life again. If this is true, then the death and resurrection of Jesus has got to be the most important event in human history. As Jesus went into death, through death, and out the other side, he was resurrected into a whole new kind of life. He was still fully human. He ate and drank with his friends. He cooked breakfast for them one morning on the beach. He showed them the scars in his wrists and ankles, and he walked and talked with them like he had before. But at the same time, his body was transformed. For example, he seemed to be able to appear and disappear at will. More importantly, after his resurrection, Jesus never got sick, he never got tired, and pain and death could not touch him any longer. Luke explains in his Gospel how Jesus spent about 40 days with his friends, helping them to get their heads around all the incredible things that had happened. When his work with them was done, Jesus went up to heaven to live with God, ruling the world with all authority in heaven and on earth. When Jesus rose from the dead, he came back into a whole new kind of life. That means he will never die again, and that also means that he's still alive today. You might ask the question, if Jesus is still alive, what is he doing? 2 of the most important things Jesus is doing is firstly, leading and helping everyone who has put their life in his hands. Secondly, right now, even as you watch this video, Jesus is preparing to finish God's great restoration project. Before Jesus died, he spoke of this restoration to his disciples. When he died and rose to life again, God started the job of making everything new. And as you look at the resurrection, you get a glimpse of God's power and where the world is headed. After his resurrection, Jesus appeared to his friend John and showed him a vision of where the world is going. John wrote this down in the book of Revelation. Towards the end of that book, we see some amazing and wonderful promises. We see that Jesus promised to return soon. We see that God's home will be with his people. There will be no more death, suffering, crying, or pain. And we see that all things will be made new. There is only one question left. Why is God waiting? The answer to that question is that God doesn't want anyone to be lost. But there will soon be a time when he comes. God will come to judge because he loves his world and because he loves us. God is waiting because he loves us. He is waiting on us to change.